Hi, I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins, co-founder of Two Sisters Writing and Publishing and PowerJournal.Life, where we teach you how to live your best life one journal entry at a time. It really works, and I'm going to tell you how. How I used journaling to lose 100 pounds and end up on the Oprah Winfrey Show. But first, I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why you should journal every single day. I do, and it enables me to live life to the fullest as a woman, as an entrepreneur, as a health and fitness enthusiast, as a mother, as a sister, as a friend. And I love writing, and so does my sister Catherine. She's been journaling her whole life, as have I. And we grew up watching our father journal every night at the dining room table while our mother was at law school. So we would go to our room and we had these little journals with they were called diaries back then, and they had the little locks so nobody could read what you wrote. And now I have stacks of journals that I preserved from teenage years, college at University of Michigan, graduate school at Columbia University. And I recently came across this one, which I wrote when I was 15 years old. I was president of the French club, and we went to France. And so I kept this diary, and it's got pink ink. It was so fun going back and reading what I wrote. I was literally at Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. We went to Versailles Chateau, and I was sitting outside writing in the sun about the Hall of Mirrors and how disappointed I was because it looked really dingy and the pictures had looked so beautiful. And anyway, I recorded those thoughts and feelings of when I was 15 years old in France. And then these journals from college, it's so amazing to go back and see what I was thinking and feeling and writing about when I was a pre-med student, and then I flunked pre-med and became an English major and went on to write 20 books. So it's really incredible. But I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why you should start journaling right now. Number 1 is journaling makes you feel better. It makes you feel better in the moment, and it makes you feel better in life in general. So journaling in the moment makes you feel better, especially if you're stressed out. When I get mad or angry or stressed, the first thing I do is take to the keyboard. My fingers are like the tornadoes going over, purging out whatever's stressing me out. I'm just typing, and I literally feel this lift of all the angst dissolve from my being. Instantaneously, it's like this purge. You know when you don't feel well because you ate something bad and then you throw up and you feel much better because the offending substance is no longer in your system? Well, when you write about your negative feelings, you journal them out, you're literally vomiting up sentences. It's like you're getting all that negative emotion out of you and you feel better. It really, really works. I was teaching a creative writing class once, and I was showing people how to journal. And at first there was this woman in the class, and she looked really angry, and she had a look about her that was just very tough, like street tough. And I thought, oh my gosh, how am I going to get through to her? And she didn't seem like she wanted to pay attention. And I gave everybody a journal. And I looked over at her while I was talking to the rest of the class. I looked over at her, and she was hunched down on the table, writing her heart out. It still gives me chills to remember this, because it turned out to be a transformative process for her. She was literally writing about whatever was making her feel so angry. And I saw her later, and a few weeks later, and she showed me her journal. And she said, "This changed my life." And she had transformed all her circumstances into much more positive circumstances. And she showed me her journal was in her backpack. And she said, I keep it with me at all times. And really, really amazing turnaround that she had in her life after being in a very troubled situation. So I share that because it's not just a fluffy little activity you can do in your, cloth-bound, flower-covered journal. It looks really frou-frou. It's not. It's a hardcore act of having a tool to solve a problem that doesn't hurt you or anybody else. So I know firsthand that journaling can replace addictive behavior, bad habits, things that hold you back or hurt you. I used journaling to lose 100 pounds, and I'm going to tell you how I did that. But this is a very, very powerful tool that my sister Catherine and I are committed to teaching people how to use journaling to change your life for the better. So, number one reason you should journal every day is because it makes you feel better. And how do you do that? Even if you're not stressed out, just writing about your day, writing about the things that you feel fortunate that you have in your life, writing about what you're grateful for makes you feel better immediately. Some people keep what's called a gratitude journal, where they only write about what they're grateful for. For me, I'm grateful for the most basic things: heat, hot water, a warm, safe place to sleep, a refrigerator full of the healthy foods that I eat every day, the ability to purchase the fresh produce that I eat every day, the ability to have a car with gas and insurance, the ability to have all my faculties. I can see, hear, touch, taste, smell, use my intuition, my sixth sense. I always break it down in my journal entries that I'm grateful for these very basic things. And then I write about all the love and support that I have in my life. And I write about the fantastic things that happen to me on a daily basis. And that I get to live my dream as an entrepreneur with my company, Two Sisters Writing and Publishing, with my sister. And we left office jobs to follow our dream of creating a company where we've written dozens of books, we publish books, and we're having an amazing time. So I write about how grateful I am, even though I worked the whole weekend all by myself, from breakfast to bedtime, writing, except when I stop and go to the gym, meditate, do yoga, eat. That's it. But it's what I chose and what I love, so I journal about it. I journal every night before I go to bed. It makes me feel amazing because I reflect on my day and what I accomplished. And if I didn't accomplish something, if I feel frustrated or impatient, I write about a solution to that problem and how I can solve it the next day. So that makes me feel better too, because I'm taking control of the problem and finding a solution. So the number one reason you should journal every day is it makes you feel better. Number two, you should journal every day because it helps you get to know yourself better. It forces you to go within and figure yourself out. Your journal is like a mirror, and we live in a very externally driven world. We're always taking selfies and posting where we are, what we're doing, who we're with. But journaling is the opposite. We're not seeking external affirmation in the form of likes, shares, follows, which please do that with this video. If you like it, share it, comment. But we live in a very externally driven world where we want people to look at us. We want to look great. We want to feel great, but we also want the attention online and in life that affirms that we matter and that people are looking at us and liking what they see. We live in a very shallow world. And especially as women, we get judged on our looks a lot. And if we don't feel our best physically, it can really wreak havoc on our self-esteem. But the beauty of journaling is it forces you to go within, disregard all the external stuff, and go within yourself and figure out, who am I and what do I want? I've been doing this for decades, and I figured stuff out through journaling. It's like having your own therapist on your computer screen or your paper. It's your own therapist in that you're figuring yourself out. It's always great to work with a professional therapist, of course. But in the course of writing, you're analyzing yourself. You're noticing things you do that might be holding you back. And then you're figuring out, well, what can I do to break through that block? So journaling forces you to go figure yourself out beyond what your job title is, who you're married to, where you live, where you went to school. Who am I? And what do I want? And if my life is not reflecting that, how can I change it? Journal about it. Figure it out. Write out who you are and what you'd rather be doing and how you can make that happen. Your journal is like a script. You're the executive producer, director, writer, and star of the show. All you have to do is come up with the story that you'd rather have compared to your reality now and write it. It works. It really, really works. I do it every day. We call it Write Your Best Life. So when I go to bed tonight, before I go to sleep, I'm going to journal what I want for tomorrow. And that's going to be excellent mental clarity, focus, productivity, creativity, and super high energy and stamina for working on the book that I'm writing right now. That's what I want for tomorrow, and I write about it in detail before I go to bed. So I've scripted my day for tomorrow. I've created this system of being able to do that because in the course of getting to know who I am and what I want through the process of journaling, I have crafted myself and my life according to my grand purpose and passion in life. And that is to use the written and spoken word to cultivate human harmony around the world. That's my mission, and I make certain that I stay on point and stay focused and committed to that in everything I do by journaling. It keeps me in check. It makes me accountable to myself. So reason number 2 that you should journal every day is that it gets you in touch with who you really are and what you really want, and helps you figure out how to achieve that, create that life by scripting it to the exact detail of that the wildest vision that your imagination can create. It really works. One year I wrote about how I wanted to celebrate my birthday on a yacht, eating really delicious food with a wonderful companion. Well, months later, I was sitting on a yacht, eating really delicious food with an amazing companion. And it was even more incredible than I had written about because there were fireworks and all kinds of other extra things that were just a dream. It just felt surreal. But I scripted it. and I believed it would happen, and it came to me easily. And so this was way before, the law of attraction. I've always believed in that, but it just, when you write what you want, you can manifest it when you believe and just focus on it and keep writing about it. So anyway, that's reason number 2. Journaling helps you get in touch with who you are, what you want, and how you can achieve it. The third reason that you should journal every single day is because it enables you to chronicle your life. Now, if you decide to write a memoir someday, or a book, a nonfiction book, or even a fiction book based on your life, you will have done half the work because you've already written about your life in daily snippets, vignettes. Every night when I journal, I chronicle the day. If I'm super tired, I just write really brief little lines about what I did that day. But other times, if something amazing happened, I will write about what I did, how I did it. Maybe I met a deadline for a book and I'm super excited, and I write about the exhilaration that I feel, and I just chronicle the whole experience of printing the manuscript and feeling the paper, or emailing it to someone, a client, or looking at my new book cover and feeling excited about that, writing the copy, the text for the cover, and feeling really happy that I nailed it. And so I chronicle those moments in my day. I chronicle the special moments and conversations I share with loved ones. I chronicle this morning I was at the gym and I did squats and I had so much energy I couldn't stop, and I just felt euphoric. There's so many things I chronicle in my day. If my green drink turns out perfect, I write about that. So chronicling my day is like a celebration of the life that I've created. I spent the whole weekend writing a book, and I only took time to go to the gym, do yoga, meditate, eat, shower, and sleep. That was it. But I love that because that's the life that I created. And I'm creating books that'll live forever. I'm doing my life purpose on a daily basis. And so when I chronicle my life in my journal every night, it enables me to preserve those special moments and learn from myself about what I'm doing right and where I could improve things. And so these journals that I have here are a testament to the amazing feeling of chronicling your life. Because look, it's just words after words after words that I wrote, and it's so fun to go back and read these. It's so amazing. I love it. When I first found them, I sat on the floor reading for hours. They were spread out all around me, and I just sat on the floor like, oh my God, this is what I was thinking when I was 18. It's so fun. So had I not been chronicling my life on a daily basis, I wouldn't have that experience. And now, as I'm writing my memoir, this makes it so easy. All I have to do is go back and extract those super powerful vignettes from my life, and the writing is done in the words, in the thoughts, the feelings that I was having at that age. Otherwise, I'm remembering it, which probably isn't as accurate as what I wrote in the moment. So, the reasons you should journal every single day is: number 1, it makes you feel better. Number 2, it helps you figure out who you are, what you want, and how you can create your best life. And number 3, it enables you to chronicle your life just for the thrill of going back and reading about yourself years later, or if you decide to write your memoir someday, you'll have half the work done. So I'm going to tell you now how I used journaling to lose 100 pounds. I gained 70 pounds when I was pregnant, and I proceeded to lose 100 pounds. After I gave birth, my first book was coming out 3 months later. And I said, I am not going to sit in the bookstore feeling this bad about myself and not looking my best at all, or do TV interviews or go on my book tour looking and feeling like this. So I wrote about how I would rather feel and what I wanted to do to celebrate that. So I wrote about how when I lost the weight, I would walk into a store and purchase a pair of skinny black leather pants. I wrote about that, and I held that vision in my mind, and that enabled me to sweat, exercise, eat salad, eat in moderation, and I didn't have surgery. I didn't take any medication, pills, or anything. I just did sweat and salad pretty much. And over the next year, I lost 100 pounds. So then I also journaled about my emotions, because prior to that, one of the reasons I had struggled with weight was because I used food as my soothing substance. If I were stressed, I would eat ice cream or cookies or sweets. And I knew that I couldn't proceed that way for the rest of my life. It's unhealthy, and I hated feeling fat. So I wrote about how I would rather feel fit, slim, energetic, mobile, and healthy, because I became a mom, and that makes you think, wow, I really need to be here a long time and be my healthiest for my child. So I wrote about that. I wrote about how I wanted to prevent any of the major diseases that come when people eat whatever they want as much as they want and don't maintain a healthy weight. I also wrote about how I wanted to leave my struggles with food behind that had plagued me since I was in middle school. And so I recreated a mindset that I'd rather have about food and body image. And then I also wrote about what I would and would not eat throughout the course of losing weight. And so ultimately, I lost the weight. I was very successful because my journal made me accountable. I wrote down what I ate, and I was very successful in losing the weight. I joined the gym, and I was lifting weights and just being super toned and running and biking, and I felt amazing. Then I got invited on the Oprah Winfrey Show to talk about my weight loss success. And they actually videotaped me in the Harpo studios journaling about how I lost weight. So that to me is the ultimate proof that journaling is a powerful tool that you can use to change your life by changing your mindset in a dramatic manner. I did that. And I've continued to use that process over the many years since then to craft the life that I live now as an entrepreneur, as an author. I also co-host a TV show about wellness. And so I love my life. I love what I'm doing. And journaling helped me get here. Journaling helps me strategize, go within and figure things out, and write a script for my life. And here I am. I'm the star of the show, and I want to teach you, and my sister wants to as well. We want to teach you through PowerJournal how to use journaling as a tool every single day to write your best you and to write your best life. So I hope I've convinced you to pick up a pen and a notebook or hit your laptop and start journaling today. Just start writing. Do it for 5 minutes. It's awesome. It's amazing. You can also join us at PowerJournal.Life. And if you liked what I've had to say today, please like, share, and comment. I'd love to hear about your experiences with journaling and what you'd like to learn in more detail about how journaling can help you. So please like, share, comment, and watch for more videos about journaling and how it can help you write your best life.